Well, good morning, stamping friends. Loving the air today. It is so much nicer. I actually had a few goosebumps, which felt kind of good, actually. I'm just saying. So, this is Leslie from LuvINK&Paper, and we are on the last day of our launch party. That makes me feel a little sad. I will continue, though, my going live from my little back room in my house from the crafting fun with LuvINK&Paper page on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday next week. So that will be fun. And Monday, whatever card I make, we're going to play with the new adhesive, that new Stampin' Seal Plus. No, just regular Stampin' Seal. Is that? Yeah, Stampin' Seal. Okay, so my lovely job this morning is to share with you this beautiful World of Good suite. But we are not quite at 10 o'clock, so I'm going to do something. I'm going to turn over and just cover that. And some of you get to feast your eyes on. This was the card I started yesterday. I didn't get it finished, but I kind of showed you what I was doing. And so I took the blends I used for the actual sunflowers. I used 3 blends. I used the dark So Saffron first, then I used the light, the dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm really happy with the way those sunflowers came out. And I tried a couple of different things with the centers of the sunflowers, and I was using the cinnamon cider, the new cinnamon cider blend, and the Just Jade light and dark combo for the leaves. Okay, and so then when you lift it open, there's a little place to write your greeting. Okay, so I wanted you to see that I had finished that. I didn't leave it undone. Okay, which I know sometimes does happen. Anyway, let's see. We're getting closer to 10 right now, so let me take a peek and see if we have... I don't see any eyeballs yet. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. It kind of depends on if I can see the comments. Oh, there's one person. Hi, whoever you are. Oh, that might be Doreen. Hi, Doreen. Anyway, so the World of Good suite is gorgeous. And aside from the obvious scrapbooking of travel things and that kind of stuff, it also just lends itself to a really nice vintagey look, a really nice strong masculine look. I could definitely see, you know, what the adventure awaits, graduations, all kinds of great stuff. Okay, so this suite, the one item number, one price, just over $100, and that's, you get a lot in for that. Okay, you get the stamp set and dies bundle. Okay, you get the Memories and More card pack, which I think I even put in a... I thought when I opened mine, I put them in a stamp case, which is how I usually store mine. Let's see. Oh, here they are. I didn't think they were far. They just got under something. So I use our stamp cases, which are in the back of the catalog, for storing stuff all the time. So you get a mix of the 4x6 style cards, and some of them have that beautiful bronze foiling. You also get several stickery kind of sheets, and these aren't wimpy stickers. These are cardstock thickness kind of stickers. Okay, enjoy the journey. So lots of those fun things. Okay, and the big I think the world of you. Great for a card front. Okay, so you get the big ones and you get the little ones. Just make sure that that doesn't get bent when I close it. So there's a couple of different sort of color schemes. We've got some bumblebee in there. We've got the lots of cinnamon cider, some black, some early espresso, some mossy meadow, and the misty moonlight. So lots of great colors. But I highly recommend our stamp cases for once you open your Memories and More cards. They store really nicely in there. All right, so what else is in there? Oh, the World of Good Designer Series paper. And you can see here we've got cinnamon cider, we've got bumblebee, crumb cake, mossy meadow, misty moonlight, early espresso, and the brass foil. So lots of really fun stuff. And eventually I will finish these up and have them in a binder so that when we're back at the studio meeting in person, you guys will be able to flip through this binder and see everything in a little bit more direct way. Okay, so there's that. Let's see. Oh, I didn't get the slides and the little corners only because I don't often use them. They tend to make things a little heavier. I would like the slides, I think, because you can see right here on page 25. You can see how the ribbon slides through. It's just like a belt buckle. Anyway, kind of cool. The embossing folder. I didn't do just a separate, but you'll be able to see it on one of my samples, and there's a really nice sample on page 24 that shows that this folder. So we have in the past at class done something called crumpling our paper, and some of you like freak out. I'm crumpling this beautiful thing up. Yes, that's what I'm asking you to do. So we missed it a little bit to break down the fibers. We crumple it up, flatten it back out, and it has that beautiful crumpled texture. Okay, so for those of you that have an issue with crumpling the paper, this is a way to get that look without crumpling the paper. Okay, maybe it makes you feel better to run it through your die cut embossing machine using the Old World Paper 3D folder. So for now, with whatever die cut machine you're using, you're likely going to need to use the blue plate. When we get the new machine, there will be instructions on which sandwich to use. Okay, great folder, by the way. Okay, and then this faux suede trim. I know, you go, yeah, it's dark. It's like early espresso ribbon. If you could just be here and feel it. This is one of the things that made me a little bit sad about not being able to do our launch in person at the studio, because I would just have a piece out for you guys to just run your fingers over, because it feels so good. Anyway, this is really cool, and it ties pretty easily. Let's see how quick I can tie a bow. All right, remember the 1 loop, 2 loops, push it through, let that end turn, and give it a little wiggle, and voila, a bow on camera. Not too shabby. So it's soft, nice. Okay, so yay. We like soft ribbon that ties for sure. And oh, this could blind you. Like when I bring these over, they are super shiny, but I don't know if you can see with the light in the reflection, they're different than the copper, they're different than the gold. This is called bronze, but they have that Yeah, they're gorgeous. That they have that sort of tarnished. It's like they rubbed something on our gold foil sheets to give them that little antique-y look or something. But the bronze sheets are really great. Okay, so let's go to the dies and the stamp sets here. Stamp set, singular, not plural. So this is the stamp set. It's a cling set. So it has those great cling labels. This is how I store mine. I keep the label piece where you know, get all the labels from. And I leave them that way with the sticky side down because for a couple of reasons. One, I don't want the sticky side sticking to the plastic because if you leave anything, if you've left one mounted to a block for a day or two, you'll know it wants to stay there. So you have to, you know. So anyway, I find that helps, and then they are still sticky, okay, and they don't get dusty and whatever. So that's how I store mine. Okay. So, and these globes do not necessarily match up with the stamps in here are not necessarily designed to line up with the dies. Okay. That would be pretty tricky to do. Although I suppose with the Stamparatus, you might be able to try it. There's a job for Leslie to try, okay? I'll put something in the Stamparatus and see what we can do. But anyway, let's just turn the page so we can see. So here, so the globe stand and the two globes and the little inkstand and the feather all have images to cut them out and dies to cut the images out. And then there's an extra globe stand, a taller one. Somebody said it looked like an ice cream dish. But anyway, there's a cool, this is more like embossing. It doesn't really do all that much cutting. And this is more like doing for a border. Let's see if we can find where they used it, because I didn't use all the pieces. Okay, so here you would cut a strip. Like it would cut out all the little pieces, and then you would trim it to width. Okay. There it is on that tag. So those are they have been fun to play with a lot. I liked that. All right, so that pretty much, so here's the bundle. It's kind of hiding in amongst these beautiful samples. Did you see this cool little thing that they made that looks like a suitcase? That is one of the mini paper pumpkin boxes. So back in the packaging section, let's see if it says package. Oh, packaging basics 152. Let me just flip back here really quick. So along with the cool mini shipping boxes and the pizza boxes, we have these mini paper pumpkin boxes, and you can decorate them and fill them. And they're 5 7/8, so not quite 6 by 3 3/4 by an inch deep. Okay, and they are food safe. So if you want to put a little something in there, you could. But how cute is that? They just covered it in designer series paper and made it look like a suitcase. I love that. So cute. So here's where you would find the bundle, okay, for just the dies and the stamp set. If you're not really ready to jump in on all the rest of it, this is definitely where you want to go for that. So let's take a look at what I created using that. So those people that are signed up for my 4-card class, this is one of our samples. This is one of the cards for this month's class. and I used to get the texture on the back, so that tone-on-tone stamping is from the Comfort and Hope stamp set. I have a little teeny cheat note inside. That's why I was opening it. And then the greeting is from Here's a Card. And both of these dies, these labels, shapes, are from those gorgeous dies that Doreen showed last night with that tasteful texture, good taste, taste something. Can you tell I'm like needing, I had breakfast, but anyway. All right, so then this one was a really cool one, and I should have written down whose blog or whatever that I saw this idea on. It's too tall for a regular envelope, so you would need to use a business size envelope, and even that's a little too big. So you could cut off and seal the end if you wanted to, so it didn't slide around, or you could just get a little adhesive or something and close that, or you could even, and I thought I had some around here, but I don't know where I put them. There was a big kick at one point where you sealed the envelope closed, then you cut off the top and you made your own flap with designer series paper, which also would be kind of cool. If I manage that, I will show you that on Monday. All right, so this, and I will also put the dimensions for this card in the post later. So I made a little belly band with some vellum and one of the globes with the smaller of the globe stands. Okay, we played with some of the stickers from the Memories and More card kit. Okay, and designer series paper, and this is just Night of Navy, where I stamped the compass on there because it looked a little plain. So, and then here's another one of the Memories and More cards that I just fussy cut around. Now let's see if this belly band is going back on while we're on camera. Ooh, ooh, yay. I did it. Sometimes it goes on nice and smooth, and sometimes it doesn't. So here's one where I used that Old World paper embossing folder, another one of those beautiful label dies, and I used the globe, and that's Misty Moonlight and Just Jade, and then the tall out of the bronze. Isn't that pretty? Let's see, and this one is mostly it's some designer series paper. This is a 0 stamping card. Sometimes those are kind of nice, and the Memories and More cards lend themselves really nicely to that. If you just don't have time to get out your ink pads, get out your chamois for cleaning them, get out your blocks, get out your stamp set, you know, having those Memories and More cards on hand makes it really easy to do a card this way. So I took my Mossy Meadow base, needs an inside, and added the designer series paper and a piece of Early Espresso with one of the Memories and More cards. This ribbon is actually from, I think, that Tasteful Textures suite. It's this stuff right here. And it's I think this is what Doreen showed last night. So soft and lovely. And then I covered it with the faux suede. And I just tucked the ends around the back and popped that up on dimensionals. So that's those. So that's that suite. Okay, pretty fun suite, really. Let's see if I can get all of these in there. And even though this one doesn't really go with that suite, this is one that I made, and it uses that same label, and this uses the Comfort and Hope stamp set. And I mention that only because I got it for free, which is pretty cool. Is it? It's back here. So it's not part of the suite, but it is a really fun textury kind of stamp set. And we've got Sending You a Paper Hug, Sometimes There Are No Words, Know That I Love and Care About You. Okay, so this was one that Stampin' Up! Offered as an incentive. If you sold a certain number of a particular stamp set, I think it was the Poppies, you got to have, they just sent this to you as a thanks for, I don't know. I put on the back side in red, I put free on my stamp sets that I've gotten for free. So anyway, that was just one. We were, you know, one of my lives, we were doing Make Your Own Designer Series paper, and I used that one. Just the color scheme seemed to work, and it was sitting there on my desk, so I thought I'd show it to you. So here's what I'm going to do. I've still got some new product that I want to share with you that didn't fit any of the suites that we had planned on and that sort of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this live so that when I upload it to YouTube, it really is pretty much just the Old World suite. And then I'm going to come back in just a couple of minutes, and I'll jump live for a few minutes to share with you a couple of other stamp sets and bundles and things that I've gotten for myself, and let you guys know about that. Okay, so thanks for popping in and joining us, and I'll be back in just a few to share a few other things with you. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Bye guys.